Kris Krohn here, REI TV, and I'll tell you something, I retired when I was 26. And that's the question, is how old or young do you need to be to really get into real estate? Is there a particular age? So I love it when young people ask me, how old do I need to be to invest in real estate? And I love it when old people are like, is it too late for me to invest in real estate? And everyone wants to know, like, what's the magic age? When is it too early? When is it too late? Well, before I answer that, let me just kind of share this idea. Regardless of age, if you had the ability to do a deal, and let's say that deal could make you $50,000, I just want to ask, do you really want your age to get in the way of producing $50,000? So what age do you need to be? Well, I got started when I was 22 and I retired when I was 26, just a year out of college. So do you need to be 22 or 26 on the low side? No, I've seen 17 and 18-year-olds do it. I have gotten a buddy who went, by the time he turned 19 years old, had already brought a couple properties. He went to go serve a 2-year Christian mission. And when he came back, you know what? He walked into almost $100,000 of equity, sold those properties, that cash flow paid for his mission, and then he upgraded it into more properties. You can be young and you can do this. You can also be old, and of course it's never too late if you're leveraging a short-term buy and hold strategy, because no one wants to buy a property at 100 and then kick the bucket a year before they're able to sell it. There doesn't have to be. And I'll tell you this, I was 26. Beat that. If you're young, be inspired. Ultimately, getting a deal done does not come down to you having money or you having credit. It comes down first by you having a desire to make something happen. And so if you're watching this video and you have that desire, know that in some way, shape, or form, what's available out there are the necessary resources to make deals happen. I spent $10,000 to do millions of dollars in real estate. That's all it took for me to get in. And in the beginning, even far less than that. For you, I'm not going to tell you an age. I'm not going to tell you how much money or how little money, because the reality is everything you need right now to make real estate happen, it's available to you. If the desire's there, go for it. Now, if you want to make sure that you do the deal right, there are 3 things that I want you to watch out for. How many? Very good, 3. All right, so let me give these to you. The first thing that I want you to be focusing on is equity. Now, what is equity? Equity. Ultimately, equity is this idea of the difference between what something is worth and what you owe on it, right? So it's an asset, and then there's a liability portion when you have a mortgage on it. Let's say something is worth $100,000, and let's say that I got such a great deal on it, and I bought it for $50,000. Well, that means that 50% of the property is paid off, and in this example, there's $50,000 of equity that also represent a 50% LTV, or loan to value. So $50,000 of equity, $50,000 of net worth. Equity is the first thing. The second thing that you want to look for to make sure a deal works is cash flow. Okay, cash flow basically means, all right, here's this $100,000 house, and my $50,000 mortgage is costing me $400 a month, but I rent it for $700 a month. What's the difference between $700 and $400? That's $300 of cash flow. In a year, that's $3,600. And if it's something like a lease option strategy, then all the expenses get deferred to the person in the house. So that could then become a pure cash flow to you. Watch one of my other videos on how to do lease options to get more information on that. And then the third thing that you want to look for is control. You don't need to be the sole owner to share control in this property. Sometimes I buy properties with cash, sometimes I buy them with loans, sometimes I buy them with partners. Take an example of a partner. You can watch one of my other videos on how to find partners and what that looks like. But essentially with a partner, what you're doing is you've got somebody that says, hey, they'll put up the credit, maybe they'll put up the money, and maybe you're the one finding the tenant and managing the property, and the two of you are sharing control. Well, you can put anything in a contract. You can decide what control looks like and make sure that you have some so that as you hold on to this property over time, when it comes time to buy, sell, re-rent it out, you're the one calling the shots to make this work for you. Whether you are 17 years old, yes you can, or whether you are 100 years old. Go for it. No, seriously, go. Go, scram, make it happen. I don't care how old you are. If you're watching this video, if you're old enough to watch this and cognitively process what I'm talking about here, then guess what?
Go make it happen, and then go tell us what went down, and go ahead and blog and comment below, because I would love to hear from some of you. How young or how old were you when you actually got into real estate?